Happy February to our entire 5D family. This is Aurora, and this is the first waivers report for this month. So this is a universal 8-year, meaning all of 2024 is carrying the 8 vibration, which is a lot about power. We were literally moving through some of the core layers of old habits, behaviors, loops, patterns that we had been dealing with for the last 15 years with Pluto and Capricorn. We are so much stronger together. Now that Pluto's in Aquarius, which is an air sign, and we're going to have a lot of air energy this year, this month, the etheric surgery is specifically going to be clearing our upper chakras and our mental body fields. It is really powerful. It's also just a great time to just be, right? Just dance, listen to music, relax, do art, whatever you want to do.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you're all having a fabulous, fabulous Thursday. And every Thursday on my channel, we have been covering the 5D full disclosure cult, which was once known as Love Has Won. I've been covering them for a few years now, and we actually have kind of an update today because it's been a while since we have had them post public videos out on YouTube. Aurora went and did the HBO documentary, right? And we haven't really seen her in quite a little while. But luckily for us, she has a new update. So I thought today we would watch that. Now, the other thing that I want to mention, which I found very, very interesting about this, is that this was actually posted over on the 5D Full Disclosure 17 YouTube channel instead of being on the 5D University YouTube channel, which is where they were posting everything. And the thing is that the 5D Full Disclosure 17 channel is run by another ex-member of Love Has Won. And I wasn't expecting to see it on there. I wasn't expecting to see her on there. And now I'm wondering if maybe they've merged back in together, like the 5D Full Disclosure 17 and the 5D Full Disclosure, if they've kind of come back together again since the HBO documentary, right? Because maybe doing that, they reconnected. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm not 100% certain. It's just they weren't posting on that channel for quite a long time. And now here we have a post. Hello, Joe. Good to see you. I hope you're having a great day. Hello, Grateful Mama. I hope you're having a good day too. And Wes is here. I'll play the song at the end, I promise. I know you guys like that song. So I want to hear what Aurora has to say, obviously, today, but I find it interesting that it was posted on a different channel, and it just kind of raises some questions. So I was wondering about it. So, you guys ready to continue this ascension journey?
Happy February to our entire 5D family. This is Aurora, and this is the first waivers report for this month. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to just recap January a little bit so we can see how the energies of January are flowing into February. Also going to cover some of the astrology for this month, as well as some of the energetic themes that we're going to see in February.
And in a couple weeks, we're going to be reading their beliefs with astrology. They're quite interesting.
And then I'm going to do some announcements of some of the events and projects that we have upcoming for this month. So
yes, because you have to always be having events and projects so that you can charge people money for things, right? I wonder, I really do wonder if this HBO documentary has at all opened up people's eyes that were buying these sessions from them. I noticed that underneath this video uploaded, a lot of people had come and commented, and they were like, I saw the HBO documentary you were in. It's funny to know that you think God is an alcoholic woman that does mushrooms in her bed, like, and all these kind of comments. And I just found it interesting. And it's like one thing for us detractors and people that speak out about these things to say that, right? But I often wonder, like, if there's people out there that are following this and then they kind of came across that documentary. Did it open their eyes at all? Probably not, but it's nice to think about. Shouldn't she be wearing some more clothes? Is she in Hawaii or Florida? I think Florida. Don't quote me on that. I might have to check. I'm like super tired today. I can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, I also like her background. I find it funny that her background is basically like a bunch of mushrooms when this cult is kind of known for going and getting high on magic mushrooms. I believe she is in Florida. I just don't quote me on that. She might have changed. She might have moved in the past little while. I also wonder if when she goes out, do people recognize her? Like, is she walking around in her neighborhood and then people are like, hey, that girl. She's that girl from the HBO documentary. I wonder that.
Let's just quickly recap January, okay? Now,
Okay.
this is a universal 8 year for those of you
Okay.
that follow numerology. So this is a universal 8 year, meaning all of 2024 is
Again, they pull from numerology, they pull from astrology, they pull from Buddhism, they pull from Hinduism, they pull from Wiccan, they pull from pagan. They even have Christianity thrown in here. And really that's just a way for them to appeal to the most amount of people. Okay? You know how MLMs, when we talk about them, we often say here on my channel that they have like 5 million products and none of them are good. They're all like mediocre. And it's to kind of appeal to the mass market because they want to sign up as many people as they can. Cults are the same. Religious cults are very much the same, where they try to pull off of every single spirituality and religion as they can, take a little piece from everything in these new age ones, okay? And then that way, it's kind of like whatever you believe in, you can come here. You know, kind of like an Eckankar, right? Grateful says Father God is mad at her because he said she had no permission to do the doc and it makes no sense. It doesn't make sense because technically they've split up their groups and Jason Castillo is running his own over there, you know? And technically Aurora's running this sec over here, right? You can kind of think of this as a religion that has 3 different sects to it. It has Joy Reigns, it has 5D Full Disclosure 17, and then it also has this just 5D Full Disclosure, right? It's kind of split off. But then they all still believe everything about Amy Carlson. Like they all believe the same. It's like having different sects of Christianity. You know what I mean? It's very much like that over here. And so these new age spirituality cults, which this very much is, by the way, they try to pull from as much as possible. And it's basically just to get as many people as they can to be a part of this thing. And I don't think Jason has any like decision making over here. And I'm still kind of trying to figure out where Aurora and Hope kind of like see him in this. Because as we've seen going through some of the readings and hearing them talk, they say Father, Mother, God. It's now become just one being, and that being is Amy Carlson. So it seems like they've completely erased like Jason Castillo out of this pool picture. There was never a father god. It was always just Amy, you know? So I don't know how that would come into play with him like being upset over this documentary. Like she'd probably be like, yeah, I don't care, get over it. Or is she still kind of looking at him like he is Father God? It would be interesting if she would actually touch on it. I wish she would do like a question and answer out here for people. That would be interesting.
Carrying the 8 vibration, which is a lot about power, abundance, manifestation. It's kind of where we see the culmination of the seeds that we've planted and worked with and towards for the past 7 years. So
all right, folks, it's time that the cult makes their money. It's time to make the money. Jelly says, the Mother God dog is seriously one of the most disturbing dogs I've ever seen. Yeah, it's a ride. It's a ride.
So this is a very powerful year. Of course, it's the year of the dragon. So it's a very...
Go check out my video. We go through all of the dragons that they believe in as well. They do believe in dragons. Almost in the sense of like a spiritual animal, I guess you could say, in many ways. And this is the year of the dragon, I believe. In Chinese New Year, they said that it was the year of the blue dragon, so it's a little more specific. These guys have a whole rainbow of dragons that they believe in. And so it's the year of the dragon for everyone.
Very, very strong, energetic year. Now, each of the months are also going to carry a numerology energy, which gives us a little bit more nuance to like each of the months' vibe. So even though January, we kind of began this totally fresh energy, it was still a universal 9-month. So January was still a lot about wrapping up old cycles, exiting old loops and patterns. So we kind of had this mishmash energy of January where the first half of the month was still a little bit heavy. We were literally moving through some of the core layers of old habits, behaviors.
Are you guys picking up on the fact that even though we're going through this journey, and we're supposed to be going through these steps, you know, and going beyond these different obstacles, right? That it is very repetitive and it's pretty much the same thing just all the time. And it's all just indoctrinating people further and further into this.
Loops, patterns that...
Let go of your old self. Say goodbye to your ego. All those bad habits and stuff that you have. Start thinking with your heart instead of with your mind, and all like it's just like the same thing over and over again, but for different reasons, right? It seems to be the same process, the same things we're doing every single month, and the only thing that changes is like the reason and the energy, the number, the dragon.
We had been dealing with for the last 15 years with Pluto and Capricorn. So it was still a little bit of a heavier energy. I know there's been a lot of ascension symptoms last month. We did have a huge increase in solar flares and solar activity. This year is a solar maximum year, guys. So this is going to continue. So that was just a little preview for the very heightened solar activity that we're going to experience all year. So a lot of the ascension symptoms reported, myself, you guys, everybody we talked to, was a lot of exhaustion, deep exhaustion, tiredness. There was a lot of dizziness as well.
I just want to say that's actually very normal. A lot of people that are adults find January to be a very, very hard month because it's right after Christmas and the holidays. Okay. And if you're a mom, for example, you haven't sat down in 4 weeks by the time it comes. All right. So when January starts after New Year's, a lot of people find January to feel draining in comparison to a lot of the other months because of all of the work that they put into Christmas and New Year's and December and all those festivities. And I think it's interesting that she's taking that very normal kind of thing that we all sort of go through on here in January, and then tries to make it be about it's because they're going on this ascension journey. It's because of where the planets are aligning and the stars are aligning. And it's like, no, we just went through like 2 major holidays back to back and we're fucking tired, dude.
And nausea. Also a lot of like pain in like the jaw area and the head area. So just a lot of like upper body pressure.
Which people often experience because of stress. A lot of people experience extra stress over the holidays. I'm also going to bring up that Christmas is actually the time where people with mental health issues struggle the most. The holidays is very high for like suicide rates and things like this. And extra stress, a physical symptom of that is often headaches, shoulder pain, neck pain, stiffness in your upper extremities like that. A lot of your stress actually sits on your shoulders. I know this because someone like me with a trauma disorder, I have all kinds of issues with my shoulders, all kinds. And it's because if you suffer from anxiety and having like high feeling of stress, that's where it tends to affect the most. And so again, it's interesting to me that she takes something like that and then makes it about like that it's actually like the energy's shifting in you and you're shedding your old self and your ego. But it's like I've been saying, we've been doing this the whole time. Like it's just the same thing every month.
Achies, achy bones, achy muscles.
Right? Like, why don't we try taking some ibuprofen before we like do magic mushrooms and start a live stream where we tell everyone it's because they're going on an ascension journey where Robin Williams is going to show up in a spaceship and pick us all up and then go through the ocean to the sky. And just a thought.
Especially in the back area. So this was still a deep purging, I think, of a lot of density
Hi,
we had to
Louisiana.
release in order to really prepare ourselves to move into the Pluto in Aquarius energy, which
The age of Aquarius
is the official beginning, I feel,
I have
of
to.
the age of Aquarius, right? We've been kind of bringing in that energy since 2012, but once Pluto entered Aquarius, which was on January 20th, we started to really feel that new paradigm energy coming in. So January was a bit of a mishmash where we were dealing with still some heavy energies, a lot of ascension symptoms, really working through some core deep stuff, but we were also starting to move into this fresh new energy, which is really going to solidify in February, right? So at the end of January, or beginning on January 20th, we had the opening of the Aquarian Stargate, which was when the Sun and Pluto moved into 0 degrees Aquarius together. And so the Aquarian Stargate, there are 13 stargates on the planet. I feel they correlate to the signs. And the Aquarian
Probably. I don't know. Maybe she's just so high on the magic mushrooms that she doesn't feel it.
Stargate is really what releases these Aquarian codes for this new paradigm. And the Aquarian codes are all about unity consciousness, creative genius.
Yep, make sure you check your notes there, Lauren.
Which Aquarius is notorious for. Sovereignty and leadership are also very strong energies coming.
I just want to say there's nothing wrong, by the way, with believing in similar belief systems as this. If you're somebody and you believe in astrology or you believe in horoscopes, as long as you're just kind of, checking it out and not putting too much of your belief into it, whatever. But I have an issue when people are using that then, as we know, to manipulate people into a cult, which is what she's doing here. It's different than just having the belief, right?
As well as, Aquarius is about doing things differently. It carries the energy of revolution.
Like lots of people read horoscopes and they might believe in them. But not many of them are going to be doing live streams where they try to tell you that you're on an ascension journey to go see Mother God because of the horoscopes and where the cosmos align, Just look out for the scammers.
And we are seeing that. This is a revolution of consciousness. It's not necessarily going to be the same as the revolutions we've had throughout history, although that theme is carrying over, but this is a revolution of consciousness. This is a revolution in the way that we think, in the way that we work together, in the way that we collaborate and co-create. And so this is the month in February where we're going to get a big boost in those Aquarian themes, okay? Because as of now, we still have a stellium, which is 3 or more planets in Capricorn. We have Mercury, Venus, and Mars still in Capricorn, and we have the Sun in.
Yeah, people usually read them casually for fun. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, even if you believe in what they tell you. Even if you believe, like, I'm a Gemini, so I'm insane because I'm a Gemini. That's fine to believe that. I would be okay if you said something like that to me and be like, okay. Like, that does not harm anyone, all right? It's not really harmful unless your belief is then putting you in a cult like this, or you're using it in a cult like this to try to get people manipulated, You don't want to piss off us Geminis, exactly.
Pluto and Aquarius. So we are starting to move into this very heightened air energy, which air is all about the mental body. It's about the way we think. It's our perspectives, our ideas. It's the way we communicate information, right?
This is very, very general. Very, very generalized.
Type of information we share. Truth and transparency are a huge energy of the air in general, but
so are you then, since truth and transparency, Lauren, is so important to you, are you going to finally sit here and apologize to people for the fact that you were a part of this thing and that you're still promoting it and that it's all hoopla? And that Robin Williams is not going to show up with the whole galactic team on a spacecraft? Mother God wasn't Jesus? Because that would be real truth and transparency. I have a little problem with you saying that this is the time of truth and transparency if that's not happening. Because that's literally the only way that you could be truthful and transparent, is kind of waking up to the fact that you've been manipulated and indoctrinated very heavily into this cult. But I think kind of, that it's not real and that this is a grift. Because you do a very good job of promoting things that are going to make you money here.
Aquarius. This is the year of full truth, transparency, authenticity, and it really is this revolution of consciousness. And again, it's going to carry these themes of unity and real creative genius. We're going to do things differently.
Do you have an idea of how many people are still in this cult? It's hard to say, like it really is, because their hangouts are like their private webinar stuff that I can't always have access to, but they do still have a few hundred very, very, very loyal followers online. And then they tend to have like people that, although maybe they're not a part of this cult and they believe in like the whole Amy Carlson thing, they still believe in aspects of this. So they'll believe very heavily in astrology, and they'll come here thinking that Aurora's teaching them like real astrology and how to be, or they'll believe in the energies, right? And the vibrations. There's a lot of new age spirituality in our world right now that talks about that. So that's also why it's kind of hard to know, because it's hard to kind of see who is fully 100% in this thing, other than, like I said, the few hundred that you can kind of see regularly, and then who is just here because they have a very big belief system in one of their belief systems or a few of their belief systems, but they're not like going to every single webinar she does, but then they might still pay for some sessions. Do you get what I'm saying? So they'll go and they'll see her, they'll have a couple sessions done, and they'll believe in that aspect of it. And she'll just take anyone, right? I mean, it's not like she's going to turn somebody away. She'll take your money and she'll give you whatever session you order from her, right? So it's kind of hard to get like a real number, but I would say that there's probably a good few thousand people out here in our world, which luckily that's not a lot, believe it or not. Only like 3,000 or 4,000 people that are like actively following this in some way online, with either a full belief in it, or like I said, maybe they've just done a couple of the sessions and they just believe in like energies and astrology and all that kind of new age hoopla stuff that I don't believe in, but they really believe in it. And so that's kind of the issue with something like this too, right? Is that it grabs those people. And then those people, even without knowing it, can slowly end up indoctrinating themselves further into the cult, right? That's often how that happens. So it's kind of shitty. I wish that we could get a real number. It would just be kind of hard to figure out, you know, just because of the different levels of belief in here. I just absolutely love to wash my arse. Luna 2023, a real quote from one of her live streams. Yes. Yeah. She's very interesting too, Aurora. Sometimes when she's not doing these, she'll like swear, and you see a totally different side of her. Okay? Aurora has two sides to her. She has the polished, I'm putting on a presentation about our cult side, and then she has like the relaxing, chill side where she swears, and it's interesting. Thank you, Louisiana, for the $5. I'm really a non-passive listener, but whatever. This weirdness is interesting too once you get into it. Hi, Jen. Jen said, what's vibrating? Photons, electrons, or molecules? Yes. Right. Right.
We're leaving the old world behind. We're not doing that again. We're going to do things completely new and fresh. And I promise you that this year is going to
Oh,
get
no.
interesting.
Oh, God.
Because Aquarius doesn't like to be bored. They like things that are a little bit weird, a little bit outside the box. Whereas,
But, okay, I don't really understand, because, like, do you adopt the traits of an Aquarius when this happened? Like, for example, I'm a Gemini, right? So I would have all the traits that people say a Gemini has, all right? And then, like, if I'm in this thing right now, according to her, it sounds like because Aquarius is doing its thing, that I would then all of a sudden have like the traits of someone who's Aquarius. And I don't think that that's how astrology works. Like, it might influence, but I don't know.
the heavy Capricorn energies, that's very much about discipline, structure, hard work, consistent effort, right? It's just like, it's kind of a drag. Aquarius is like, it's about things being fresh and interesting.
Putting Aquarius in the box that says out of the box. Yeah, pretty much, right?
Keeping us on our toes. So I really think that we're going to get a huge boost of that this month. Okay, so February is a universal 1 month. So a lot of the ideas and inspirations that I know a lot of you have been feeling, and I myself included, have just had a lot of ideas and just, creative energies that we want.
Again, January, people tend to be a little burnt out and tired. By February, people are kind of ready to get back into the world, their life. So they could just be experiencing that very normal thing that happens. But, it could be this too.
Move forward in a new way, whether that means you want to begin a new journey and go in a new direction than from what you've been doing before. Maybe you guys have had, dreams and visions and ideas of what you want to bring to the world, but it just hasn't been fully the right timing of that, right? And I think we all really want to start showing up in the world in a much more authentic, transparent way.
Again, so like I said, in order for you to be authentic and transparent, you would have to then admit that this is a grift, Aurora, and that you don't actually have any magical abilities here, and neither did Amy Carlson. I am a Virgo, my daughter's a Virgo, and therefore a skeptic who doesn't believe in astrology.
We want to be who we truly are, and that is going to be a big part of this year. So this is a 1 month. This is a month to start taking action and inspired action, right? And start initiating and executing in the direction of your dreams, of your passions, of what lights you up, of ideas you might have been cultivating, right? It doesn't have to be huge actions, but this is definitely a month to start executing. This is also a leap year, so we will have that extra day in February this year, which, by the way, the last leap year that we had was 2020.
Yep, that's what happens, Aurora. It's every 4 years. Very good.
Year is giving very much similar
Yay, she mathed!
2020 vibes. Minus all the craziness that happened in 2020. I think we are having another year of awakening, right? In 2020, there was a huge wave of awakening from the global events that were going on.
It was really the year that their cult was like popping off, right? Louisiana says, I don't know exactly what showing up transparently means. Will she be releasing her taxes? Do you think she pays taxes? That's actually a good question. I don't know. If this is all she does, probably not.
And I feel this year we're going to have another huge wave of awakeners, of the masses of humanity. So this is a leap year. It's a kind of a special,
You would think that Lauren, actually believes here that her doing this HBO documentary, promoted this with how she said that. Basically, she said that she feels like there's going to be a bunch of new members joining them. That's her way of saying that. And I'm like, why is she so sure about that? But maybe that is how she saw doing that documentary. Maybe it's, to her, it was a promotion. And she thought that at the end of it, how bad is your cognitive dissonance, Aurora? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because I'm like, there's no way that you watched that documentary with you in it and you thought to yourself, yeah, this will get more people to join. Right? Because we would all look at it and go, yeah, no, that's not going to, this is exposing it. But like maybe the way that she perceives it out of her eyes, right? And with how indoctrinated she is into this belief system, maybe that's how she sees it. Maybe she's like, yeah, like that brings more eyes to the cult. Like, I guess all press is good press, even if it's bad press or something. Like, I don't know, but it would kind of make some sense for who she is as a person, right? Dad and Luna are always promoting the documentary, even on their. I know! Isn't that weird? They're so deluded, they can't even realize it was a hit piece on them. And that's what I mean, is that they have it on that website. These guys have it on their website too. And I'm like, is that how she's viewing this? Like, this was supposed to actually bring them more people? Like, people are going to watch that HBO documentary and be like, oh, yeah, no, I definitely want to join on with this religion. This looks good. Any news is good news as long as they talking about us, right? Because, I mean, I guess it could be true that maybe some people that would watch it would think that, like conspiracy theorists and shit that watch it, maybe someone in Mega that watches it would be like, this sounds cool. I don't know. But like, I guess in theory, it could sort of work, but that isn't like that isn't at all what the HBO documentary was, right? It was exposing them, and I feel like you would have to be real gullible or into conspiracies to watch that HBO documentary and be like, yeah, I want to be a part of this. Sounds very good. 2 leap years ago on the 29th of February, I had my second stroke. Is that what she's talking about? Oh no, Jen, that's awful. That's not a good memory at all. I'm just glad that you're doing all right now. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. I highly recommend. I highly recommend it if you can. Scam Chan, good to see you. If they can think for me, it will set me free. Yeah, see, like some people with that kind of mind frame, I'm sure would watch the documentary and maybe fall for it. But like for the most part, people are watching the documentary like, oh my god, this thing is fucking nuts. Like, what is this called? How is this still going? What is happening? What is with these people?
Energy that we have for February. And also, all planets are in direct motion now. So we had a
Oh no, don't tell the flat earthers that.
huge cycle where pretty much every planet, it felt like, was retrograde, which is usually a time to slow down. It's usually a time we go within and we're really working on some inner stuff. And now all planets are going to be direct until April. So this month and next month, full steam ahead. We've got momentum,
Okay.
and we're going to be feeling hopefully some breath of fresh air. As throughout the month, we are going to have a lot of these planets that have been in Capricorn are now going to move into Aquarius. So this month is big Aquarius energy. Okay, so we're going
That's
to
what we've
have
said this whole
Mercury
time.
move into Aquarius on February 5th. We're then going to have the new moon in Aquarius on February 9th.
And the planets just started to be in motion. Shh. So I said, oh Lord, don't tell the flat earthers that. They'll be like, we gotcha. Told you that you guys did it with a button. You're just starting it now. She said so.
Now, the following day, February 10th, is the Chinese New Year to celebrate the official dawning of the Year of the Dragons. And as I spoke about last month, the dragons have entered. They entered through the Aquarian Stargate, and they are doing a huge cleanup duty on this planet. They are here to help transmute all of the density, the toxins, the distortions, the illusions. They are doing a lot as far as making corrections. This year is about bringing darkness to light. So,
Okay.
especially this month with this big Aquarius energy coming in, we're going to start seeing a lot more being revealed, things coming to the surface, truths being revealed, things that we were previously unknown will now be known. And so it's kind of going to be this like shock.
What what does that mean? Things that were not previously known will now be known. Everything here is just like such blanket statements and just so general, right? So that it works for everyone, of course. Flat Earth doesn't move, everything else does. It's the year of the wood dragon, according to Chinese astrology.
Of very new unknown energies, but again, I feel this very exciting energy, and also like it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be
Okay,
interesting. So that's going to be
your
for
word
next
for
week,
it.
and then on February 13th we're going to have Mars enter Aquarius.
Oh
And then
my.
on February 16th, we're going to have Venus enter Aquarius. So we're having an Aquarius party this month. So for all of our Aquariuses out there, this is really time to shine. And again, I think these Aquarian codes and a lot of the themes are going to be really present this month. Now, towards the end of the month, we enter Pisces season.
But see, again, the themes are the same every month. It's all you're going on this ascension journey, you're shedding all the bad negativity, getting rid of your ego, being more creative, looking forward to the future, getting ready to change the world, blah, 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 blah. I haven't heard one thing different here than she said, like, pretty much last month, 2 years ago, even. It's like the same.
So that's going to be on the 18th. And we will kind of end off the month on the 24th with a full moon in Virgo. So that last kind of week of the month is going to be a very
Okay.
healing energy, whereas the first 2 to 3 weeks are just going to be a lot of unexpected events. Aquarius is just not a sign that is predictable. In fact, it thrives off of being
Okay.
unpredictable. So expect the unexpected this month. Um, and really focusing on unity is going to
I love that about horoscopes and stuff. It's always so general. Expect the unexpected, and then that can literally apply to anything. Anything, right? Anything.
be a big part of this month. Unity and the balancing of polarities, right? Because the consciousness as a whole on this planet is very polarized, right? We look at everything from politics
And here we
to
go.
religion to culture, nationalities, and everything is hyper polarized. And so this month we are going to have kind of this energy of wanting to create balance and harmony. We want to harmonize these polarities, right? We want to bring in this balance between yin and yang. Because the polarities keep us
Aurora, hi. Do you not like read the news or like know at all what's going on in our world right now? Like in politics, I mean, good luck bringing in harmony right now when it comes to politics. Good luck to you,
divided. And that is really the gift of Aquarius, is that
right?
we are so much stronger together. And, you know, forgiveness is a really big theme as well, because it's through forgiveness and also understanding that
She has like a beige little top on, and then her hair is covering the straps. So yeah, I get it. She looks naked. Luckily for the men, I guess. She's not the ugliest looking woman. I mean, you can't say that.
even if we, you know, not every single human's going to have their own
We've seen a lot worse over here, okay?
perspective, their own human experience, their own journey. And we don't all have to think the same way. We don't all have to be exactly the same. And that's what Aquarius teaches us is like we're
It's just so weird because while you're saying that, Aurora, you're also describing that you're all going through this journey together and at the same time and experiencing the same things affecting you, though. So it's just interesting.
all unique and we're all pieces of the puzzle. So if we can just appreciate our differences
They're all a
and
piece of
appreciate
Amy Carlson, Mother God, each and every one of them. And it's like, if you could look up to anyone in the world, okay? Right? If you could look up to anyone in the world, we often make fun of people for that are in on passive because they see Ash Mufara as a god. Kind of the same thing over here with this and Amy Carlson. Okay? Not the person I would have picked. I'm just saying, not exactly the person that I would have picked to follow. But I guess Aurora does her. True beauty comes from within. She's just an empty Grifton shell. Yeah. Yeah.
our uniqueness, but find a way to still work together. We can truly harmonize.
Honestly, her and Jean Oliva give me like similar vibes. I don't know what I gotta get this out. I don't know what it is. But when I am hearing Jean, I get a very similar feeling as when I'm listening to Aurora. I just have to say it.
This division within the world, these
Might just be me.
polarities within the world, if we just drop the conflict and the judgment and the blame, we are a force to be reckoned with as a humanity. And this was part of the Dark's
It's not an
agenda,
election year. Like, this is not going to be happening this year, sis.
was to keep us keep us divided. Again, whether that was through politics, which is a huge division, religion, culture, belief systems, right? And
Yeah, and according to you right now, all of these things are going to be coming together by the end of this month, you say. Yeah? Just like all holding hands, singing Kumbaya. Megan, the Joe Biden people are going to all come together. I doubt it. I doubt it.
Aquarius is very humanitarian. They love humanity and the human experience, right? And so we all have to really remember our humanness, our humanity. And I think that
Not really wrong. It's on Crystal this week. It's a conference, if you will. One of their online sessions.
love of humanity and that kind of universal love is also going to be something that starts to really come in powerfully this year because we are so much stronger together than we are divided. Because that's
Just
the
like
only way
cannibals.
that this illusion has been able to stay intact is because we don't work together. We oppose each other. And in true reality, we are not opposed to one another. We are actually
What?
all one. And what we need to be opposing itself
Okay.
is the lower energies, is the division, is the propaganda, is anything that takes us away from being in the heart.
Yeah, guys, don't listen to propaganda. But here's a 40-minute video of me sharing with you all of my cult beliefs.
And having love for one another and working together, right? So this is going to be a big month of harmonization as well. I think we're going to see a lot of new groups and soul pods and collectives coming together for inspired action, coming together for
Are you just kind of like thinking this because of what's going on in politics right now? And you're trying to like match it with what's going on today? Kind of wonder if you do that too, you know?
creation and collaboration. And it's going to be a beautiful thing.
Okay.
So that's kind of the astrology of this month and some of the themes that are coming in. Now, I will talk about this more throughout the month, of course.
I don't know. I feel like it's the same themes. Like, we've read the last few energy reports together, and we've also heard her talk about the energy reports from last year, and like literally it just all sounds like the exact same things that she always says that we're supposed to be doing and where we're going in this. Except, like I said, now she just changes why. Oh, it's because the planets are aligned like this, and it's because it's the age of Aquarius, and like all this other stuff. Whereas before it was because it was, the age of Capricorn or whatever. But it's the same thing, like over and over and over again.
We'll give updates on the new moon and the full moon, and to see how these energies are playing out throughout the month. But I wanted to do
Okay.
some announcements as to the events and some of the projects that we're going to be doing this month.
Oh, you don't say.
So the first project is
Here
something
we
that
go.
inspired me from these Aquarian codes about unity consciousness. And so this month we'll be launching the Unity Consciousness Project. And this idea came to me, inspired.
Why are you laughing? I don't see what's so funny right now. Is it because you know that you're spewing bullshit right now and it's kind of coming out?
By, I think, the Galactics and also the Dragons, of just the power that
Oh my god, do they hang out? Because that would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? If your dragons hung out with Robin Williams and the rest of the Galactics on the spaceship. Right? Because they're all a team, aren't they? So that would be a fun party to go to. I'm just saying, that would be a fun party.
we hold as a collective. And again, we're getting a lot of that energy of revolution, and kind of this rebellion
Are
against
we?
the old and really embracing the new. But like I said, it's not the old way of revolution where we truly don't need to battle in that way. In fact, I feel if we utilize the power, our co-creative powers, right? We are all God with God, and we all hold co-creative powers. And so the power of our intentions, the power of our focus, the power
Okay.
of our love is the most powerful force.
Not really.
It is way more powerful than battling. It is way more powerful than
I think
pushing
it
or forcing.
depends. I'm just saying, I think it depends. Depends on the situation a bit.
So the Unity Consciousness Project idea is to accelerate the ascension events of this year.
Did you just do a little shake to get ready to do your sales pitch? Is that what I just saw?
Because I know a lot of people ask, and fair enough, we've felt the same of like, when are we going to see some bigger changes? When are we going to see some bigger events unfolding? How can we speed this up? And I think that we've all individually, in our own way, done everything we could to put the truth out, to help speed up this ascension process, and to create catalysts for change.
See, is that what she was doing with the HBO documentary? Was she getting the truth out? That's what I mean. Like, is that what she thinks of it? Probably. And I don't know why you would want to speed up this ascension journey. Because I'm just saying, at the end of the ascension journey, your journey here on this earth, for YouTube's sake, also ends. In order for you to then ascend up to heaven, like in all other religions. When do you go to heaven? At the end of your journey on earth. So, I don't know why we would want to be speeding that up. I'm just saying.
But we are going to be much more powerful doing this together. So this project is going to basically be a weekly intention that I'm hoping to just get as many participants around the world as possible. So please feel free to share this if it resonates for you. But the angels and the galactics were showing me that the power of these group intentions. And so what
Wait, hold on a second. Can you just back up there for a second? Did you say the angels and the galactics were showing you? Could you maybe elaborate on that a bit? Like, how were they showing you? I already know how you claim you talk to your angels. We've read that. If you guys want to go check it out, it was a video how to talk to your angels. But are you saying that they came to you and they spoke to you and they told you what to do? I need to know a little bit more information about that, Aurora. I'm starting to think maybe we need the white goats to come 5150 you.
What we're going to do is I'm going to be sending out a Unity Consciousness project intention every Saturday. So again,
Oh, yay.
I'm just going to ask for the guidance of just like what would be the highest intention that we as a collective could focus on for that week. And then we're going to ask that anyone who's guided to participate place that intention on the Sunday following that. So every Saturday, the intention and the theme is going to be posted. We're going to post this as a blog on the site and also in our Telegram channels if you guys join us there. And then every Sunday, so the
Wes says, thanks. Now my Saturdays are ruined. Good job, Aurora. Good job. Every Saturday, okay, I guess, right? Sure. Put your hands on the screen and feel the energy come through. Yes. Yes. Something
day
like that, right?
after those intentions get sent out, we ask that on that Sunday, everyone put those intentions out. And this can be via a meditation, this could be a ceremony.
Okay, so what she's saying is she's going to put out the signal to everyone in the cult. And then on Sunday, everyone in the cult has to do an activity in order to, in unison, make this happen.
This could just be simply you in prayer, no specific time. We're just going to be utilizing the energies of Sunday as the sun is greatly assisting us right now with solar activity and catalyst for DNA activations. And the sun is a very powerful catalyst for activating these intentions. So basically, every Sunday around the world, we will collectively be focusing on the same intention and putting that out there. So this is kind of
Okay, so the same intention. My whole thing, though, is if you're all doing this in a different way, would you be able to put it out in the same way? Put intentions out? Like, wouldn't you want to have like a universal kind of way of doing this? Like one movement or something? Like, you know how Christians pray to talk to God? Like, they all know this, they all do it. It's interesting that in a lot of these new age spiritual cults, they don't really have that, do they? Like, they're like, oh, it's okay if you meditate, or you can pray, or you can do whatever feels good for you. And it seems like it's better, doesn't it? And less culty, but it's the exact same. It's a trick. They're tricking you.
of an experiment, but we really want to just see if how this goes. And I do truly believe that if we can do this collectively with as many participants as we can, we have the power to start speeding up these events, to declare as a humanity our own sovereignty, to declare that we are ready for these big events to unfold. We are ready for the transition to New Earth. So the first Unity Consciousness Project intention is going to be going out this Saturday. So that will be on the 3rd. And then we will be, of course, asking for that intention to be placed through whatever mode you like on Sunday the 4th. So you guys can look out for that, and we're gonna, keep updated on seeing the effects of that. So please do share if you guys feel guided. Okay. Next events for the month. We have our monthly etheric surgery seminar this month. It's going to be beginning on the new moon in Aquarius, which is February 9th. Okay. So this particular surgery, all of the surgeries carry the same protocols. So for those who have never done the etheric surgery process, this is a full etheric energy body detox. These are essential to keep us.
Basically, it's a full indoctrination. It's what it is. Right?
Aligned to help us through this crystalline process that we're going through, which is basically.
Oh, Louisiana, my dear, we're almost done. I can't go as long today either as I usually can, so don't you worry. I doubt you're missing anything. We'll probably be wrapping this up in like the next half an hour.
We need to empty out as much density as possible. And 9 times out of 10, the things that we're struggling with physically and emotionally are starting on the energetic level. So the galactics and the Divine Mother are who leads this etheric surgery process. And I guide everyone through how the process unfolds. I also will be relaying information from the angel teams who are working on the surgeries as well as the galactics as to what the process is going to be. Every month we do the same protocols, which is the full etheric energetic body detox. Again, this is happening on an energy level.
Well, you say it
The
is.
chakras also go through a rebalancing and cleansing, as well as assistance with balancing our left and right brain.
They're like every month we do something to represent every single piece of spirituality of the world, just to ensure that we are indoctrinating you properly into this cult.
Which is going to be a big theme this year as well, coming into full balance with both sides of the brain. But every month we do have a specific focus, and this is so that we can keep working on the different layers and the different aspects that the galactics are noticing and seeing that we're struggling with. So last month we did a huge clearing of the enslavement template, which was really these
Cringe.
dense lower.
It was cringe is what it was.
Frequencies that were keeping us and humanity in this kind of enslavement mindset. So we did a huge clearing during January's etheric surgery. It was profound.
Imagine running a cult and telling people that you're doing an energy thing to have them not have an enslaved mindset, when actually it's enslaving them even more into the mindset that you want them to have. That's some shit.
Found everybody in the group had very amazing, and it was a little bit intense, but it was a wonderful outcome. We saw so much clearing happening during that week of the etheric surgery. So this month what we're doing is, because Pluto's now finally in Aquarius, the last couple of years we've been heavily focusing on physical body and emotional body cleansing, because that's where most of the density was. That's what was really affecting us the most. Now that Pluto's in Aquarius, which is an air sign, and we're going to have a lot of air energy this year, this month the etheric surgery is specifically going to be clearing our upper chakras and our mental body fields. So the specific,
the last time it was their heart chakra.
Focuses will be on the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown. We've been working heavily on the lower chakras the last couple of years because, again, those needed the most healing. They needed the most detoxing. Now we're moving into upper chakra zones. So it's going to be a huge clearing of that, as well as our thought fields. We're doing away with all the lower thoughts, the negativity, the doubt, that little ego programmed mind voice that is always trying to keep us in a place of unworthiness, of disempowerment, and not loving ourselves, not believing in ourselves. This is also going to be assisting with clearing all of these chakras and the thought field of the collective. So every month, those who participate, I always say thank you for participating, because you're doing this not only for yourself, but for everybody else. So this is going to be a huge surgery this month that is going to begin on the upper chakras, which we have not focused on in the past few years. So
that's a lie, because you recently did one that focused on that, and you sell books that tell people how to do stuff with their chakras. But okay.
To join that etheric surgery, it is up on the website now to sign up, and that will be starting on February 9th. And then we have our monthly angel chip activation, which is going to be beginning on February
Which is exactly what it sounds like.
18th. That's also up on the site if you would like to RSVP for that as well. Last month we did a wild activation of the dragon codes and a kind of intention of opening up that Aquarian Stargate to let in those Aquarian codes. Again, the Aquarian codes are the codes for the mass awakening. They are the codes for the planetary ascension. So we are going to continue that theme this month with bringing in more energy, basically more activations for the mass awakening. So again, those who participate, thank you so much, because this is not just for us, this is for everybody. We saw crazy activations going on during last month's with those dragon codes. We had solar flares popping off for like 4 straight days during the activations. Which gave us a lot of power behind it. A lot of people started connecting to that dragon energy. So that's going to be another round this month. Of course, we're going to continue with the activation of the dragon codes, which is about sovereignty, freedom, and also the transmuting of fear. We are getting rid of fear and we are anchoring into love. We are done with fear. So it's another round of the dragon code activations. As well as those Aquarian codes. Like I said, we're bringing these in to help activate the mass awakening, the great awakening, okay? And to help really bring in that energy to begin the planetary ascension. So that's going to come in as well. Now, I will talk more about this later in the month for the angel chip. I will do another update closer to the surgery as well to give more information, but also on the angel chips, because there are going to be some new codes activated this month as well that have to do with codes for 5D technology and for the healers around the world. So if you feel resonance with being a healer or being someone who is interested and is guided, you have kind of that.
Yes, and she does mean healer, like faith healer, where you touch somebody and she does it, by the way. You can buy a healing session with Aurora and she will allegedly cure you of your AIDS, your cancer, hell, even your autism, if that's what you want.
That soul calling to bring in new 5D healing modalities, 5D technology, healing and wellness modalities. You may be someone who's carrying these codes, and that's going to be a big part of this month's activation.
Exactly, Scam Chan. That's what I mean. It's funny because about 2/3 of this was her basically talking about the sessions she wants you to attend of hers. And these, all of these cost money, by the way. You can't go to them for free. And the price will always be some angel number, right? Something like $222.22 or $333.33 and like all that kind of stuff, you know? Right? If I wasn't married, she could heal my back.
As well. And finally, we are again trying to just pump up our unity consciousness this month. And so we've been planning to have more radio parties. So for those of you that don't know, we do have our own
They have their own 5D radio station. And when the first time I went to listen to it, the very first song that I came across on it was a Nicki Minaj song where she was talking about having sex with people. And I've got to say, I've never once in my life gone to look into the music from a radio station from a cult like that, and then been met with Nicki Minaj. I was kind of like, wait, what is happening here? I think I was picturing like usual cult music. You know, like Charles Manson had the Manson girls sing songs, and even on Passive does 5 million songs. You know, I was expecting that, and I got Nicki Minaj. I was like, this is different.
5D radio station, and We just pump the highest consciousness music all day
Yeah, like Nicki Minaj and Drake is allegedly the highest consciousness music.
long. We also have some audios and energy updates sometimes playing on there as well. And, you know, this is just where we all are listening to the same music at the same time. We're pumping out joy, unity, consciousness, and love out into the planet. So when we all get together again and do this at the same time, it is really powerful. It's also just a great time to just be, right? Just dance, listen to music, relax, do art, you know, whatever you want to do. But we're going to have
be creative.
3 Unity Consciousness radio parties this month. So the first one is going to be today on the 2-2 portal. So all day long today, we will be on the radio, and as well as we will have a new moon radio party February 9th for the new moon in Aquarius, and we will have a full moon party on the 24th with the full moon in Virgo. So that is the event updates, project updates for this month. So I love you all, and I hope you have a great February. Of course, if anybody has questions, please feel free to email us.
All right, and that's the end. So as you guys heard, they got a lot of stuff going on. They're all about the Aquarius and all of that kind of stuff. Everything sounded the exact same to me as what she usually says. I didn't hear much of a difference. But that's how we're starting off the year. Yay! Lots of activity on the radio. Aren't those new age woo peddlers warning about radiation? Or only those selling, probably only the ones selling anti-radiation and stuff. But give Aurora time. She'll be on there. So guys, I gotta run. That's all I got for you today. But next week, we're going to be hearing from the man that was with Amy Carlson. So don't miss that. Pay attention to the community tab. And I hope that all of you enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Have a fabulous, fabulous Thursday. That's next month's scam, right? And hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. If not, then on Monday. And we will continue our ascension journey. I'll be releasing some videos over the next week, so stay tuned for that. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I love you all. Bye!
Greetings, lovely Mother of Creation. Shout out to Father of Creation. We love you. Thank you. All of us in this together. In the present moment of now, letting go, choosing joy, choosing love. My Kundalini energy is just like been going up and down all day long, really intensely. Yippee lady is what they call me now. The biggest shift ever on this planet is happening now. Head into the present moment of now. Let go of all thoughts which don't bring you joy and get into the present moment. Out of the head into the heart, and there's no turning back now. We're losing our mind. I'm like, well, that really is the point. Yeah, so you are. You gotta lose your mind. You gotta get into the heart. Again, we're in the big shift. The big shift. As long as we're choosing love, we're always going the right direction. Get into nature, remain calm, follow your heart, and gather with light vibrational